All right, this is a quick video to explain how to mark up your music to identify the A string, E string, and in the case for long, long ago, the D string. So we're going to begin by looking at our music and finding the note E. That's this one, right at the top of the staff. You can see that it's marked with a 0. That means this is E0. So any note that's on this line or above is going to be played on the E string on our violins. If it goes below E, like these notes, these are all below E, and they end on A. Those notes will be played on the A string. So what we're going to do is we'll start and we'll begin by highlighting the notes on the E string. So again, this is the note E at the top of the staff in the last space. So any of the notes above E are going to be played on the E string. Here's E3, and then E1, 2, 3, and 1. Then I can see that E is on the top of the staff. So all of these notes descend, they go down to the A0 note. So I'm going to take a different color and I'm going to highlight these notes now, a different color to show that this is on the A string. So now I have E strings, A strings. Next, I'm going to change and I'm going to write what the numbers are for each of these. So this one, it already tells us on our music, it's 3, and we know this is the E string. So I'm going to write E3, E0. Then I have A1, sorry, not A1, my apologies. We have E1, E2, E3, E1, E0. Really, we don't need to write every single note. As long as we start seeing that our pattern is going up, we should recognize that we have 1, 2, 3. So we don't necessarily need to write this one. We probably don't need to write this one since it's repeated from here. And we should hopefully start to recognize E0 as being at the top of the staff. Then as we slide over to the next notes, we have A3, A2, A1, A0, and then 1, 2, 0. So there we have the first line done. We have E3, E0, E1, 2, 3, 1, 0, A3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 0. Now we're going to go down to our third line, and we're going to take a closer look at these notes. So again, we're going to be finding the E string. That's this note right here. You can see that the music is already telling us it's E0. So I know that we have E1, E0, and it repeats E1, E0, and then we have E1, 2, 3, 1, 0. Then it moves down to the A string. So I'll highlight these. I can highlight this one, A0 and A0. Then, just to be sure, if you would like to mark these, it's E1, E0, A0. We already know E1, E0, A0. Then E1, 2, 3, 1, E0, Then we go to A2 and A1. The nice thing about Allegro is that our music is the same. It repeats for lines 1, 2, and 4. So we only need to mark line number 1 and line number 3. Then we know everything else in the music. So that's how you'll mark up your score for the Suzuki book Allegro.